What's good, everyone? This is Dev the Coolest.
And this is Ray Bay.
And this is JB.
And welcome to SlickTalk. Hey, season 2. Season 2. With a hashtag. We forgot to say it.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a minute.
It has been a minute. We can't forget that hashtag.
Right, you got to bear with us. How y'all doing?
Oh, man, I missed y'all.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Our last episode was in November.
End of November.
And we're about to be, it's February.
Yep.
So it's been a couple of months. That's like a break, like a how to get away with murder type of break. Like,
exactly.
You know, the winter
Absolutely.
season break or whatever.
When nobody's watching TV.
Yeah, exactly. So
when nobody's watching TV.
But thank y'all for tuning in. We missed y'all, and we're back better than ever. We're in a new space. We're recording in a better studio.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
We had to upgrade for the season 2.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hello.
right.
And look at where we are. Okay, so we thought it would be best to start with shooting the shit because that's what we ended our last season on, and we want to just like catch everyone up on our lives, and I mean, as much as we want to tell y'all about our lives,
that's important. Can't know everything,
right? I ain't gonna know from A to Z. So who want to start?
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
What is new with me? Well, I got a nice little promotion at work.
Yay!
Come on, promotion.
You know, it's like I changed like a whole. I mean, my whole job category changed.
Okay.
So it's definitely different, but I love the challenge, and nice little bag to go with it.
Yes.
Just been in the gym, working out, get this body back together.
Snatch.
On that fitness.
Getting ready for the summer.
Right.
I see you. Hold on, flex a little bit.
Okay.
Come on, a little bit, flex.
Come on, flex.
Oh,
Bone
yes.
down a little, you can see the vein.
But yeah,
Veiny.
and, I'm single now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, welcome to the crew. Welcome to the single life.
He fired it. He started off with fire. He said, "I'm single now."
Hey, I'm just becoming real.
How are you? You're adjusting. Seems very well. Or like you're adjusting. Let's
I'm
put it
making
that
a point
way.
to do it well.
Yeah.
I think this is the best I've ever handled the breakup, and I'm really working on it. Like not just trying to push it past me, but just really what are the healthy things I need to do to get a healthy transition. So
yes,
absolutely.
Yes, well, we're here.
Yeah,
So,
always supportive. Always supportive.
Yes.
And
What about you?
And I probably speak for both me and Dev the Coolest, and I when I say that we're super duper proud of you. How you've been handling this, how you've been resilient, how you've managed to try to keep a smile on your face.
The universe has been just working in your favor.
Very true.
And your birthday is coming up very soon.
Very soon. February, babies.
Turn up.
Aquarius.
Turn up. Ain't nothing else going on in February, so you might as well turn up with me.
Right. Well, my birthday is in February too.
The end.
He said nothing else going on in February. No, but yeah,
it's all about me.
You're right.
You be in March.
Huh?
I said your birthday might as well be in March.
It should have. I mean, hello, because I can celebrate the whole month though and end it on my actual birthday.
No.
And no, I was not born on a leap day. People always say, I would say my birthday is February 28th, and they always think it's a leap. And I'm like, no, I get a birthday every year. But anyway, yes, Ray. That is amazing.
All right.
What about you, JB?
What about me?
What's new?
I've just still been doing the little traveling thing. I just got back from Europe not too long ago for my birthday trip because I celebrated my birthday, which is January 15th, Martin Luther King's birthday.
Come on, Capricorn.
And let's make the distinction that it's not Martin Luther King's day, January 15th. It's his actual birthday.
Yes.
And then they celebrate the day, obviously, on Monday, that following Monday. So I went overseas to Europe. I had a chance to check out Berlin, Germany for the first time, which was an experience. I definitely wanted to go there for a long time. And it was good to check out things like the Berlin Wall, which I've heard about for a long time, and just to see the different culture out there. But
you love you a good museum, so I know you're at a few museums.
Absolutely, definitely. The Alts Museum, actually, I checked out.
Yes.
But as far as seeing a representation, just to elaborate a little bit on that, but as far as seeing a little representation of us, Black Americans out there were none. In Berlin, there were absolutely no.
There weren't
Black
Black
people
at all. Not even just Black Americans.
There were Africans.
Oh, Oh, okay.
like some Africans that
but
came
they
over.
don't look at Black Americans as
exactly. They look at us totally different. So like I was telling someone earlier, I felt like I was on display at times, and I felt like they were looking like they could tell that I was a Black American. Like, what are you doing out here? What Black American comes to Berlin?
Right. And there's a lot of shit going on with America. Period.
Absolutely.
So having like being American and then
I feel like they wanted to like question me on like, what do you think on Trump? Like,
right.
I've heard that a lot from tourists who go.
Absolutely. Yeah. So,
but what do you think about him? I'm sure we share the exact same opinion.
Exactly, right? And it doesn't even matter at this time. My opinion actually holds more weight than theirs because I'm an American.
Because you actually have to live through it. Right. But, and then you went to Amsterdam, right?
Then I went to Amsterdam.
Now, how was that?
Amsterdam, I mean, I know people hear stories about Amsterdam all the time, but Amsterdam was super duper
That
lit.
seems like the destination for Black people,
right?
Like, as of late, like everybody is going there.
I definitely heard a lot of Black people
coffee
enjoying
shops, the
Blue Light District,
the Blue Light District, which to say that the Blue Light District is pretty much for. Which I didn't know is for transsexuals.
So trans. Oh, wow.
Trans, yeah. So the red light district obviously is for women prostitutes.
Wait, so what do you mean for? You mean like...
Oh, excuse me. So not for trans specifically, but blue light district is where trans are located. Like the trans prostitutes are located in the blue light district. Or if they have not necessarily a blue light district, but if they have a blue light,
that means
that they're trans.
Oh, wow.
And they're pretty popular out there too.
Right, yes.
Yeah, which is,
Do you pay and what? And
you pay and you go back to the boom boom room, which is in the back of the little box. I mean, I can't elaborate more than that.
I wonder how it smells in there. Like,
child, I'm not even.
I mean, do they clean up every time? Like, child.
I would hope they clean up. I don't even want to entertain the thought of what it smells like.
Right, that's just a lot going on.
Yeah, so it was definitely a good time, and I got back, and now we're here. I'm still out in LA, pursuing some,
doing it.
I'm trying.
Listen, I've been on some panels and stuff.
Yeah.
I've been a couple of panels talking about. Well, the last one I was on was this panel that was dating as a Black man living in LA.
Okay.
So I did that panel, and it was super duper interesting. I was one of 2 out of 8 of us on the panel that were part of the LGBT community.
Oh, there were 2 on the panel.
There was me, who I identify obviously as a gay Black man, and then there was another one who identified as a bisexual Black man.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I didn't know actually going into the situation until after the fact. She actually mentioned that he was bisexual. He didn't mention that at all during the conversation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he didn't mention that at all.
That would have been an interesting conversation.
Right.
But she's actually, her name is Patriana, actually. Shout out to Patriana. But she's actually she's actually going to have a discussion. I think she mentioned that she's going to have a discussion specifically geared towards people that
identify
as bisexual.
Oh, bisexual. Yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope to sit into and listen to.
Yeah. So okay. And talking to somebody right now.
So how about the ring went from one to the next? Let me find out. And I'm still single too. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm still single.
God works in mysterious ways.
I remember from the last episode you were like not
right. You were animated about you not about to. You like I'm living my best single life.
Look at how the tables have flipped.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all tables are flipping. Y'all just flipping tables.
Yeah.
Like a verse.
Oh, like a verse.
So I definitely told myself coming into this season, I am going to stay true and keep it real, but I'm going to definitely like watch how tune it down a little bit. Because I mean, y'all know, listening to season 1, I was a little.
You got in trouble with the family?
A little ratchet. Oh no, no.
Obviously, we're at a table right now where we don't try to prevent people from saying what's on their mind or say, oh, this is what you should or
filter or
filter anything like that. But it was something that you decided within yourself that you moving forward.
I think for me it's the opposite. I'm gonna be like more unleashed than I've been.
Over the time, I've learned that we were getting like all different types of listeners.
Yeah. Yes, and I love it.
Yeah, so that's amazing. But then we also need to take into account that those same listeners could be thrown off by some of this stuff.
Today, JB and I got off. We went to the Kamala Harris rally today, which was amazing. And then I'll get into what's been going on in my life. But anyway, we were getting off the BART, and this lady, we told her about the podcast. But I was like, ooh, child, I don't know when she gonna be ready to. She was an older lady. She was a sweetheart. I forgot her name, but she was a sweetheart, and she said she'll be tuning in. But I was, hold on, sis, hold on, clutch your pearls, because.
But I do want to say just 1 second, and I'll let you go back. The reason why we even engaged in a conversation because she was wearing buttons that were dope. She was like probably like a 17 72-year-old,
yeah, she looked a retired white woman,
woman, and she had a button on that said Black Lives Matter, and then the other button was for Kamala Harris because that's Kamala.
But we also got to understand, like, you know, those are people that lived in the Bay Area. Yeah. So if you look at the 70s generation,
they've been part of it.
They've been a little bit more progressive all their life.
They have. You know?
What's up with you, Dev? What's going on with you?
So, I'm still single.
Hey.
No, I am. I'm just putting it out there. I mean, we talk about our, you know, we giving our little status. So that's mine. I'm still single. I left my job, so I'm not working. Well, they let me go, but so I'm just focusing on acting full time and the podcast and bartending on the side to get a little coin here and there. So if y'all need a bartender, hit me up. And I'm just following my happiness. I'm in a space where I'm like, I want to make sure that everything I do aligns with what makes me happy. Obviously, life is going to throw some curves, and you know, it's unrealistic to think that I'm always going to be happy. But if I find myself like veering off of my happiness in a way that I can control, I make sure that I wrap it back in and get my life together. But other than that, I'm good. I still got my baby Samoa, my dog.
Yes.
And dog is still humping my leg.
Right. Samoa loves him some Ray Bay leg.
And you're still thinking about a move to...
Yes, possibly moving. I will be moving, but the time frame, I don't know. I think you were talking about moving too, possibly.
Absolutely.
So we'll probably all be in the
They finally coming to me, y'all. They come to me.
In sunny Southern California, but that won't be within the next... That will be either down. That'll be down the line a little bit. But yeah, that's about it. Just really acting. That's all I do full time.
Well, and I'm in school too. Because you're an amazing actor.
Thank you.
And what I said today too, which I don't know if you guys heard. Oh well, Ray, you weren't there, but when we were finished eating earlier today, is that I seen a quote. Listen, last night that's another story. I seen a quote or something, a message that said that they lock us into these 9-to-5s to make us forget about our dreams.
That's true.
Whoa.
Let me tell you.
And you are working, sorry, real quick, you are working to fulfill someone else's dream. Exactly. You're not even fueling your own.
Exactly.
You are so disposable working in corporate, basically any job, you're disposable. So it's like, fuel your own dreams. Like, get your own stuff together. You know what I'm saying? So that's real.
Very true. Actually, I was having this conversation with my older brother. It's just, he was talking about how it feels unnatural to him to work a 9-to-5. Like, he works as a teacher. Right. You know, he's done some HR work, and he now is, you know, his real estate agent. So he's like, this feels more like this is something I can control.
Right. Exactly. He can move around a little bit.
Exactly.
I think it's against human nature to sit behind a desk from 9 to 5. You're working literally to live, and it's just like, I don't see that.
My body is pissed off of me
sitting.
My back hurts. I'm gaining weight. You know, all that stuff is just.
Yeah,
you got to figure out how to live around that. That's just not natural.
Right.
So,
well, yeah, that's it. That's it with me.
Okay. Well, that's not it. That's a lot.
I mean that's for now. You know, we'll keep y'all updated.
And it's
as
still
our
the
life
beginning
goes on.
of 2019.
2019. Yes.
So that's dope. A lot of good things going on.
Do y'all believe in resolutions?
I do.
Do y'all follow resolutions?
I do. I have several, but for me, it's to be aligned with myself spiritually, mentally, and also physically. So I do a little bit of everything. I do things to make sure I meet those goals. So I'm in the gym. I do have a trainer like once a week to help me like work through injuries.
I need to meet your trainer.
What he look like?
And
right, what he look like?
He's a black man.
Okay.
But that's the only black trainer that was there, you know. So I was like, okay, him. I don't care.
He could be the worst trainer. I just want
money, you know.
Exactly. Come on, man. Support black trainers.
Yeah, black trainers.
Finding a black trainer in Berkeley is just not easy, but I'm glad I found him because he's killing me every Monday.
Good. Those killings are going to work out.
Don't kill them too much. We need them.
But I'm also doing things to just align with myself spiritually. I read a lot and I practice a lot of meditation, and everything.
That's
like
very important. Meditation.
And also mentally, I got myself a therapist.
Yes,
and that's a big kudos to
Black mental health matters.
There you go.
Listen, absolutely.
You said you don't do resolutions.
I've never really. I mean, I've thought about stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is something that I want to do, but it's kind of like in the sense of something that you said, Dev the Coolest, in the past of setting expectations lead to failure. Some expectations lead to failure. So I don't want to set the expectation for myself throughout the year and not, unfortunately, either fall off or not be able to fulfill that, expectation because, life happens or I just lose interest of wanting to do that.
Right.
So I just kind of take it one day at a time. I have things that I want to do in my life, but I'm like, let me try to get this, in my head and back of my head, I'm like, oh, hopefully I'll get that done throughout 2019. But I'm optimistic that it will eventually happen. So if it doesn't happen this year, it's going to eventually happen. And I just, just stay positive and, and just try to better myself as a person daily instead of just focusing on certain aspects that I want to grow in.
Okay. Nice.
So,
nice. I think I align with that as well. So, I'm just about growth.
Okay, so y'all don't like resolutions?
Not so much. I'm not against them.
Not against them.
I mean, if that's what people need. Ooh, what the heck was that sound?
If that's what people.
You pull it out your throat. I'm over here choking.
Pause.
But if people need that in order to fulfill their goals, and absolutely, I'm all for it. I just don't JB said, I don't want to set myself up
I just look at it as an opportunity to set goals for yourself, to kind of like a period of time where you can restart, but you can also do that throughout the year, and also make set up measurable goals.
Absolutely.
A lot of people have some crazy ass goals that I'm like,
and that's why they end up not being able to fulfill them.
Right.
That's their business.
You can't go 0 to 100 when you barely.
When you ain't, and you got to start a little early too. You can't just January 1st, boom. Like I feel like. If I were to be someone that follow resolutions, I would have to start in like November, so I can be prepared.
Or start whenever you've been thinking about.
Exactly.
That's
There's no right
January
time.
1st.
Start now, but for each their own.
I totally get the reason why people do it, but for me specifically, if it was to fall into making a reservation, just like Devin Gula said, like I wouldn't necessarily have to start January 1st. I'm starting days that I'm thinking about those goals.
Right. December 2nd.
Exactly. After Thanksgiving, I'm seeing a pouch in front of my stomach. I'm like, oh, let me go to the gym.
A pouch.
Listen.
Okay.
So what about some current events?
Right. I'm like, what are we talking about?
I mean, the government is open again.
Oh God.
That's.
I couldn't even file for unemployment. I couldn't even.
Listen, niggas was out here thinking they wasn't gonna get their taxes.
Right.
The tax refund.
Right. Well, you know what? That brings another point. I want people to be in 2019 so financially secure that you don't need to look forward to a check. I mean, I get it. Absolutely. We want money, yes. But I want us to be so financially secure that we don't need to crave having a refund check.
Absolutely.
So just throwing that quick little.
I mean, what a way to start the year.
Right. And it was the longest shutdown in history. Like
35 days.
I really wonder, for his supporters, like I really wonder what goes on through their mind, like what goes through their mind, like what? I mean,
it's the opposition. They don't care. It's the opposition of what we say, pretty much. Right. So how we blame it on him, they're just blaming it on the Democrats.
Exactly.
That's how I feel that it is. Like, this is Nancy's fault.
Right.
She's the one that
she's
just
not
won't
meeting in the room.
She won't give him the money that he needs to protect the border.
They just need to be y'all are voted in these positions. Y'all are put into these positions to care for us. You know what I'm saying? For the people. You work for the people. So going forward, they should be the ones not getting paid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like if people are like, why are we suffering as the American people when a few of y'all that are making buku amount of money compared to us are still getting paid, and y'all just sitting back at home, but everybody else, people overseas in war and stuff, they're not getting paid.
And technically, you guys work in the government, so how does that work?
Hello?
And another thing I want to bring up too is like how everybody talks about securing the border. I don't believe in that shit because borders they're fake. Like we drew the line for some people that were already here, and then we called it like we're protecting ourselves. That's bullshit.
I'm truly trying to understand the logic behind it.
Also, if you're looking at it financially, it's one of the stupidest decisions ever. That wall would take so much money to build, and then you have to maintain, secure it. And all that is like, it's too much money.
Absolutely.
Does he really? I can go on. Come on, chair, hella loud. I can go on and on about that, but it's just like,
I mean, I don't play devil's advocate a little bit. I can understand why some of his supporters are a little concerned because of the rhetoric that is fed to them by him and that side.
Exactly.
I mean, just trying to put myself in their shoes. If I'm hearing that, just anybody, but specifically, I guess in this point, Mexicans are coming over and they're raping, people they're bringing drugs over here, which they're putting extras on it.
Super
but I mean,
extras.
it does happen. Like, we can't say that doesn't happen, but he's putting extras on
like
it
he's putting it out there.
he's putting having this rhetoric to scare people and rile people up, and they're like, we need this because this is what's happening.
I
saw this meme the other day that said Americans died more from lettuce than actually from a Mexican killing them.
Absolutely.
Right. And it's like, I don't, and you can't tell me that it's not racist when you are just trying to build a wall on the South. Like, what's up with, Canada, they can come in and out with leave. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I think somebody was mentioning that Canada has people that come over that bring drugs and stuff as well too.
Canada gave us Justin Bieber. And
that's enough
and he
for
was
me to draw a wall.
You know what I'm saying? But and that's kind of like, I'm like, it's a race
also
thing.
Gave us Drake, and he's
on the flip side, you're right, Drake. Yeah,
on the flip side,
they gave us a few great things too. I mean, I love Canada. I'm not trying to bash Canada, but I just to make the point, like, it's clearly like.
But that's true. Like, I think before, this immigration problem we're talking about, it was never an issue until it was coming from the South.
Absolutely.
Right. Because Canada was going in and out of the U.S. and nobody said anything.
Right.
I'm just really happy that the government is finally back open. These people can finally get paid. I'm happy that there were some companies that were rallying around people that weren't getting paid.
People came together. That just goes to prove that I think there is a lot more good in our country than we're shown.
It's unfortunate that it takes circumstances like this to bring out the good.
Right. But I think it's like there's a good nature across our country. People were like giving food away and whole bunch of other stuff. So
what about the Super Bowl that's coming up? Are you guys watching the Super Bowl? Are you guys rooting for somebody? Or why aren't you watching the Super Bowl, right?
I'm protesting NFL
against it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't care who's performing. I'm good.
So you don't feel nothing about last night?
No, and plus I never really cared for Super Bowl anyway, and it always lands around my birthday, and I deserve.
It's literally the day after your birthday.
It is the day after.
It's always around my birthday. That gets everybody's like, oh yeah,
it's the first weekend of February.
I'm having a Super Bowl party. It's my birthday.
Right.
So, Deborah, what do you feel about the people that aren't gonna be protesting against it? Do you feel a certain type of way about them at all?
I don't feel a certain type of way. My I guess concern is that people decide to protest or do things when it's convenient for them.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like half of the people that are going to be watching was like, oh, I'm not going to watch because blah, 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 blah. But now that the hype has died down and people aren't really even speaking on social media at all, it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I can start watching it again. And it's like, but, I mean, what? They're still doing the exact same things that they were doing when you started the protests or, when you started protesting them. And it's just like, that's my only annoyance with it. But to each their own. As long as you're not harming anybody, live your best life. But I just don't like that people decide to do things when it's convenient for them.
Absolutely. I agree myself. I wish that we can band together and be united for the, be in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick and this type of cause. But I'm not surprised.
Right, exactly.
I'm not surprised. There's been tons of causes that we were supposed to band together, and people we fight for it. The majority of us fight for it all at once on social media, or we act like we fight for it on social media, and then we forget about it.
And when it's not hot no more, you go right back to doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that brings up another point that I think we will have another episode on about opinions based off of who gets the most likes on the comment.
Exactly.
Like all the bashing against Kamala right now, Kamala Harris, is like,
goodness.
I have yet to see any type of receipt. The only receipts that I've seen are people that are saying actually she's been fighting for people. Like she was a prosecutor. That's her job. We're gonna have to have a whole episode about that. But to the point of comments, like if it's a rhetoric that people are just pushing, people are going to believe it eventually, right?
That's why I really tip my hat to those that keep the information out there, like the facts, right? Not the falsities or like the fake news, but they keep the facts in play and they keep informing people like this is what's really going on. They haven't changed really anything that's going on in the NFL. Like Colin Kaepernick is still not, he hasn't been offered a job.
Right.
Like, the NFL, I guess that they would donate money or something.
To causes, but it's
that's
like,
easy.
How much? Like that information
is changing.
Yeah, that's an easy way to appease something and not even really like.
It blinds you. You put money in front of people's faces.
Exactly, which is like chump change for them.
Yeah. So what's been on your mind? Ray?
For me,
in the news and Like, what about like R. Kelly? Have you thought about that?
Yo, that was hard for me to even like stomach. Like, I made it a point to not even really look at the documentary, and because I mean, I've already like said fuck R. Kelly like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so when I really heard how terrible it was, I couldn't stomach it because I'm one of those people that I feel like for people, and it affects me mentally. So I'm just like, I can't watch it.
Right.
But
you gotta be careful what you feed yourself.
Would you just based upon, I don't know if you said,
I haven't watched it. No,
well, just based upon what you heard, do you think it would be fair for him to ever come out and kind of give his side of his side of the story of what they've been saying? Because
there's always going to be.
He's denying.
He's just kind of like. I feel like there's always like two sides and the truth, right? And not to say that the people that have experienced that are lying. I mean, I don't know. You know, we won't know because there weren't any cameras around that I know of, at least. My thing is, going back to, people just cancel when it's convenient.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people literally, like, some people are like, oh, well, I don't want to listen to R. Kelly anymore because he did XYZ. But you'll still play Step in the Name of Love. Like, oh, okay, I'll just listen to this one song. It's just one song.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? There's no denying that he's definitely made an impact in R&B. Like, he's definitely, in music, period. So no one's taking that away from him. But if you're going to treat Bill Cosby a certain way, but it comes out that R. Kelly did the exact same thing, and if not worse than him, but you want to cancel Bill Cosby but keep listening to like, I don't.
It's kind of hard. I mean, in their defense, real fast, it's kind of hard to like completely cancel out R. Kelly. And what I mean by no, I'm talking about like his influence around music.
Well, yeah, no, there's no canceling that.
I mean, for me specifically, like I was saying when I was host on the panel at that event, anytime a R. Kelly song comes on Pandora, I instantly skip the song.
Same here.
But I mean, there's also songs that he has written for other artists.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you? It's a slippery slope.
That? If you want to cancel him, are you canceling all those songs that he has written for, like Aaliyah's music in the past? You know, like are you not listening to that at all?
Well, you're not perfect, and you're not the internet, so you don't know these things. You don't automatically know that somebody R. Kelly wrote this song.
I mean, sitting down doing research.
Give yourself a break. You know,
there's a lot of stuff that was out there.
I think it's important for people to give yourself a, okay, do the research. Go skim out a list and see what he has written, and then when you hear those songs, you can definitely skip those as well. However, if you instantly hear R. Kelly's song and you skip it, I think that's good. It's a good start. But this man has had a career for a very long time. He's written for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Some of your favorite like hits.
Listen,
you would have to give up.
B2K,
and
Madonna.
You wouldn't know.
So you really wouldn't know, but it's as long as you make a conscious decision to,
do your own research.
Exactly. Exactly. Do your own research.
Come to your own conclusions about everything, and however you want to act after that is however you want to act, and use critical thinking.
Right. Come on. Oh, that was. I feel like that was another critical thinking thing.
I had a little conversation.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Time is moving, child.
A lot has happened.
Let's do a quick speed round. We got a little bit of time left. Let's do a game of something.
Absolutely.
What with this or that?
Sure.
Okay. This or that.
Come on.
Spaghetti or pizza?
Damn.
That was so weak.
Spaghetti or pizza?
Only spaghetti for the rest of your life, or only pizza for the rest of your life? Let's make it a little bit more interesting.
Definitely only for me. Only pizza. Only pizza for the rest of my life.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of pizza, but spaghetti. Yeah.
That's because you don't know how to cook like me.
Oh,
that's true. I'm not even gonna try to deny that.
I'm gonna have to go with spaghetti because I can't even do dairy like that. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do spaghetti with. See, the trick is spaghetti is just the noodle, so I can like mix it up, add little stuff.
True.
But pizza is the same thing. You can swap out the toppings on it and stuff, but it is a lot of bread. That's a lot of carbs. Okay, another one
for Ray. This or that? Do you do it? This or that?
You go first.
We only got time for one more.
Okay, this or that. Nikes or Adidas?
Ooh.
What do they call it? Stripes or
Stripes?
solids? I think there was a debate. I think they call it like
stripes or swoosh.
No, stripes or solids or something.
Oh, I don't know.
Stripes over solid or something like that. But Nikes or Adidas?
I like both.
You can't like both.
I'm gonna go with Adidas.
Okay.
Because most of the time Adidas fit my feet better than Nikes. Nikes have a hella narrow ass shoes.
Yeah,
like
they
narrow.
do. They do.
Narrow. Yeah. That doesn't mean I like Nikes, but I like narrow. What about you, Dave?
I want to say I'm gonna have to go with Adidas because they've been for the culture. I feel like Nike is now jumping on this bandwagon because they know that this country needs black people. Without black people, it's like, oh, well, nothing. Y'all wouldn't have dances to mimic or anything without us. So now I think they're noticing that and they're jumping on that bandwagon. Yeah. While Adidas have been Run DMC, like Adidas have been for the culture. Adidas. Right. Like, so that's why I'll choose Adidas.
I echo everything you guys said. Even though I won't rock no Adidas, actually.
Right. I don't own anything
crazy,
Adidas.
Right? I don't own anything Adidas. I'm going to go get me some Adidas tomorrow. Psych.
I've always had at least one pair of Adidas.
Really?
Okay.
I like their little sambas. Those are cute. Yeah. But anyway, thank y'all so much for listening to episode 1.
Thank you.
It's
episode 1, season 2, hashtag SlickTalk.
This is time.
This is big.
It's almost June will be a year.
Yes.
Like this time last year, we were talking about starting a podcast.
Wow.
And here we are
right now, getting a lot of support.
Were we even talking?
Around February is when we started talking about it. We didn't start getting everything prepared till May, like later. But that's when we started talking. When we were doing our wind downs and stuff.
You see how we do things? We know, just brainstorm and all the side shit is here.
It's just boom. Here we go. You gotta do it. Action.
Balance and action.
Yes, balance and action. Ooh, I like that. Hashtag balance and action. Boom. That's the hashtag of the year.
Oh, come on,
balance and action.
That's the and the snap.
Yes.
And then the cheese. Y'all gotta see his face. We're gonna record. Y'all.
Yeah, that's
coming. We should record. Y'all want to see our facial impressions?
If y'all know any videographers, or if you were one, hit us up in a DM.
You may want to record this.
Right, but the music has started already. But thank y'all so much for listening to Slick Talk.
Being loyal
Thank
listeners.
you so much.
Yes, and we'll be back very soon in 2 weeks. Look out for our little personal segments. We ain't forgot about that. All right.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Well, holla at y'all.
Bye, y'all.